Former President Jacob Zuma is defying a constitutional court order to appear before the State Capture Commission. He maintains that Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo is biased. He says the justice system is targeting him as the apartheid laws targeted PAC struggle stalwart Robert Sobukwe. The president of the Umkhonto weSizwe Military Veterans Association, Jacob Zuma, joins us now to discuss this. Mr. Mapatwe, thank you so much for your time on eNCA this evening. What's your take as the MKMVA on the position former President Jacob Zuma has taken to defy the Constitutional Court?
Good evening, sir, and your viewers. On behalf of MKMVA, which Comrade President Jacob Zuma is a member of, and with an unbroken service, and he took an oath when he joined Umkhonto weSizwe, and he has got an unbroken service in the African National Congress. He led it as a president for 2 terms, and he led it very correctly. So what is happening here is what he told us in the year around 2005, that there's been an agenda of character assassination to make sure that he is destroyed within the ranks of the African National Congress. He does not rise to the position of leadership in the African National Congress. And this was said by the former apartheid spies, who were saying, what does these people want from you? Because we are happy as the whites that you did not destroy our economy. We are still fine with our properties and everything. So, but they continue, your people continue wanting us to make sure that we destroy you. And we don't know what to destroy for, because we don't have anything that can hold you to account. So this thing of the state capture, it is clear it was created for President Jacob Zuma to be the face of corruption. So we as MKMVA, we really agree with President Jacob Zuma attitude, because he is a soldier. Anytime when you are a soldier, you get to a situation whereby you have tried by all means to respect the judiciary. And if you check into our resolutions of the ANC, most of the time we say the judiciary must be transformed. Even now, President Jacob Zuma is saying, I don't have a problem with the Zondo Commission. The problem is that I have a problem with Deputy Chief Justice.
All right.
I have got issues with him. He's not going to be impartial.
Yeah, Mr. Mapatso, you mentioned that he's had an unbroken record in the ANC, unbroken service in the ANC, 2 terms that he led correctly. But some may argue he was recalled from office, so he didn't really quite finish his 2nd term. And if he did really lead it correctly, those 2 terms, why was there a need then for the ANC to say, come back before you finish your term?
That is because of factionalism in the ANC. You would remember that there was a propaganda built against President Jacob Zuma, who is this Pijana and the other groups. There was a big march where you saw ANC members marching with our own people that we don't agree ideologically with against their own president, President Jacob Zuma. So it tells you that that propaganda was built in making sure that the president is removed.
All right, let's go
into that idea.
Yeah, let's go back to the Constitutional Court ruling, Mr. Mapatso. The former president is not only defying the state capture inquiry if he ignores the summons to appear this month, but is also in contempt of court, not any other court, the Constitutional Court. This is in a country founded on constitutional supremacy and equality before the law. So the former president is making a mockery of that, is he not? Is that the behavior you expect from a former head of state and senior leader of the party, to, even when you say he's tried to respect the judiciary, and as a soldier he has to draw the line at some point, but he has taken an oath an oath to respect the Constitution, and what he's doing now is contrary to that.
If you remember how this commission was established, and that is why I disagree with other people when they say this commission was established by President Jacob Zuma. You would remember that the former public protector, Thulima Donsel, chose this case of President Jacob Zuma to be speeded up. And he even said, you, President Jacob Zuma, you cannot appoint a judge to chair this commission. The judiciary, the Chief Justice Mogoeng must be the one that chooses the judge. And he even says now that initially the Justice Mogoeng said Judge Desai will be the one who will be chairing.
Yeah, but that issue has been ventilated in court, Mr. Mapatso. That issue of the former president challenging the decision for the Chief Justice to be the one that appoints the chair of that commission has been ventilated in court. The former president tried to challenge it. I want to ask you about the Constitutional Court. The former president right now, with all the issues that he has, the Apex Court has ruled that he has to avail himself before the commission, and he has decided to defy that Apex Court. And I'm arguing he's going against the oath that he took. Do you remember the oath he took? Let's just remind you of the clip of when he took office to respect the Constitution.
I, Jacob Zuma, swear
that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
That I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
And will obey.
And will obey.
Observe.
Observe.
Uphold.
Uphold.
And maintain the Constitution.
And maintain the Constitution.
And all other law of the Republic.
And all other law of the Republic.
He swore to be faithful to South Africa, Mr. Mapatso, to obey, observe, uphold, and maintain the Constitution and all the other laws of the Republic. He also promised there that he will always promote all that will advance the Republic. But he is harming the Republic by undermining the Constitutional Court.
He is not harming the Republic, the president. I think the president is one person who has respected the laws of this country. Even now he's going to appear in court for those charges of the arms deal. So if he was undermining that thing, he was going to say, I'm not going to appear in that court. The problem that he has is the problem with the person who's chairing the Deputy Chief Justice, Zondo. He says, I will appear if you can recuse yourselves. But we know that there's no, court or any way is court that he will ever win President Jacob Zuma. Because we know what is happening is that they want to destroy him totally, to finish him. So that is why you see these things are happening. That is why the attack, the law warfare started long time ago against President Jacob Zuma. Up until now, it is still continuing.
All right, so he still has confidence in some parts of the judiciary. He's willing to go and avail himself for his corruption trial because he's got confidence on that part of the judiciary, but he simply just then decides to disobey what the Constitutional Court finds. It sounds to me like when there's a court judgment that rules against him, then the description then is, you know, that section of the judiciary is politicized. And what's going to stop him from making the same conclusion when the Pietermaritzburg High Court rules against him, if that becomes the case?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we reach there because it has not happened for now. For now, what he is saying is that I am not happy with the Deputy Chief Justice chairing this commission when I appear, not for the whole duration. He says only when I appear can he recuse himself. And it has happened in many courts when the applicants will say, I'm not happy with the magistrate or the judge. I request him to recuse
But there has to be
himself.
merit.
And some of the
There has to be
magistrates,
Yeah, there has to be merit. No
no
chairperson is just going to recuse themselves. Let me quickly ask you this, Mr. Mapatso. We're running out of time. The former president says he's not scared to go to jail. And I know that you have previously, as the MKMVA, raised concerns of instability should the former president be arrested. Do you seriously think that there's a risk of a civil war should he be arrested?
You see, I hope I won't appear before the Integrity Commission again, because we're raising, in fact, as MKMVA, the risk analysis in this country. That don't think that those few who hate President Jacob Zuma, the majority also hates him. There are many people who love President Jacob Zuma, who feels for him that this person fought for our freedom. We are like this because he is one of the leaders who make sure that we are free. But the same government that he fought for, it is treating him so badly. So our people, we don't know how they will react. But as soldiers, we are making a risk analysis that this case should be treated very sensitively and very carefully by the judiciary.
But we're all equal before the law, Mr. Mapatso. Why must this particular case be treated with sensitivity? Aren't we all equal before the law?
We are equal before the law, I agree with you. And that is why President Jacob Zuma is saying, my problem is with one person, the Deputy Chief Justice. Can also my rights be respected by the same constitution that says anyone is innocent before is guilty. So but he's requesting to say, can Deputy Chief Justice recuse yourself because you are conflicted? I cannot stand before you. Other judges, they do that. Remember also that President Jacob Zuma, he was the commander-in-chief of the defense. He was the chief intelligence in the African National Congress. He came back. He's the patron-in-chief of Umkhonto weSizwe. He became the leader of the president of the African National Congress.
How is that relevant?
Many people who love. It's relevant in a sense that I'm saying you must understand that there are people who love President Jacob Zuma, and there are many. And the risk that we are saying is that President Jacob Zuma is saying, I'm not undermining you, but I'm saying you are leaving me with no option, because I've tried to respect, but to leave me with no option, because I took an oath as Umkhonto weSizwe to hand over power into the people. Now it goes back to him to read that manifesto. And I think he's a human being, just like us. But there are those who hate President Jacob Zuma, and we can't sit back as our member being attacked and we keep quiet and so, no, it's fine.
What do you mean you can't sit back? What are you going to do? What do you mean you can't sit back while he's being attacked? What are you going to do?
Our leadership of MKMVA very soon will be visiting President Jacob Zuma, and we'll have discussions with him very soon.
Is taking to the streets one of the options?
Say again?
Is taking to the streets one of the options to demonstrate your solidarity?
No. I'm saying we will brief you after we come back from the meeting.
All right, Mr. Mapatso, sadly we're out of time, but I really appreciate you making time to chat to us on eNCA this evening. The president of Umkhonto weSizwe Military Veterans Association, KB Mapatso.